themes, games, hot topics, and much, much more.
Hey, and welcome to episode 70. This is 70. Casual games and casual conversations. Gareth, how are you?
I'm very well. We got through episode 69.
We did.
Everyone enjoyed the video. Well, video snippet. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Where anyone likes to see us versus just hearing us. But no, I'm doing very well.
Good. So what's new? What's hitting your table right now?
Well, we had a games day with our friend Nick yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. So
did you play all dexterity games?
I don't think we played any dexterity games.
Oh.
No, we did. We played Rafter 5, which Nick had talked about.
He did.
Which was a lot of fun. That was the one from Oink Games, where you're like the box opens up, it's the boat, you put like the planks on top, and you've got to balance planks around. I think it might land in my collection.
Really?
Yeah, it was nice. But that was the only dexterity game we played.
So Nick talked a lot about...
I lied. OMSHANTI as well.
OMSHANTI, yeah.
Yeah, so I got to play with Nick's smooth and silky balls.
It's a pretty game.
It does come in a luxurious velvet box. I mean, it really does look like something you might buy from a different kind of shop. But
is the mat felt? Is it neoprene? It's
neoprene, but has got a super smooth
finish.
Surface. It's just it's not like wetsuit kind of neoprene. It's
right.
It's got definitely like a fluffed up surface.
Okay.
So yeah, I had a lot of fun. I got beaten by Max.
I feel like photographs don't do that game justice. You know, it looks pretty,
I mean, it's just,
but
it's really nice. Yeah, the balls got like they're plastic with liquid in it, so when you spin the ball along, it like the inner ball moves around. Kind of looks like an optical illusion. So yeah, that was good. So so that's yesterday, and my favourite game. We played 11 games yesterday as well. It was a good session gaming session.
I saw that. I'm really proud of you.
We didn't play Obsession.
That's unfortunate.
I'd say I enjoyed the most Feed the Kraken, which is social deduction, pirates, sailors, and cultists. And I'd been a good sailor, very honourable, until the cultist leader decided that I needed to be part of the cultist team. So with my honourable sailor side, decided that it was time to take captain of the ship and throw the cult leader into the Kraken, which led to a cultist win. Victory for us. Yippee.
All right. Look at you.
Yeah.
Went from honourable to tossing cultists. Yeah.
Tossing cultists over the board. That stopped there before. And then the other game that I thoroughly enjoyed, which I thought I would, was Faraway. The single word, not far away, which is a different game that we talk about.
Right.
Which was like you get to play 8 cards, and then you play the cards in reverse order that you played them to score points. It's really good.
Cool.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. How about you? What's hit your table recently?
So, before I tell you that, Tossit reached out to us. They were really excited that Nick talked about their game in last week's
Tossits.
Yeah. And so I said, hey, send me a copy and I'll play it and we'll talk, try and, get you on the show in the future or something like that. They're going to send me a copy. And I was like, that looks cool. So I will be getting a dexterity game.
What was up? You said a dexterity game looks cool.
I did.
How much you've changed in a week?
In a week.
There's a whole new PJ who's embracing balancing things and tossing things.
Yep. So
I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you. I think it'll play well with our group, and that'll be fun. And I enjoy talking with the designer of that, so that'll be cool. As far as what hit my table, so yesterday we have returned to Frosthaven.
Yay!
I have a lot of thoughts about Frosthaven.
Ooh, like what? Because you were a Gloomhaven mega fan. Frosthaven, what? Is good or bad, or indifferent, or middle of the road?
Yes.
All of it.
Yeah. So, okay. So yesterday we played 2 scenarios and they were linked. So that means that you have to play the second one immediately after the first. You can't return to Frosthaven and do all the outposts.
Could you wait and pause the game and come back next week, or does it need to be played?
No, I mean you could wait, but like when you come back, you have to play the mission. You can't.
Right. Okay.
You can't go to Frosthaven, try to buy new items.
Do something else. Yeah. It's back to back.
And it was important for my so I still was playing one of the starting classes. For those of you who play Frosthaven, I was playing the Bone Shaper. And so it's been a year, and I just finally retired my first character. So I'm happy about that, but I'm also kind of annoyed that it took that long. So the way that the game is different from Gloomhaven is they'll have like calendar events. So they'll have like a calendar and they'll say, put this number 3 weeks in the future. And when we get to that time, you read that corresponding entry. Something happens, you draw a card, you get a new building, various things happen. But it's like, so my character would have to complete a scenario, which would be like, now you got to wait for the calendar event. So now we're doing other things. We got to the calendar event, a new mission, another calendar event. And it seemed like it took unnecessarily long, right?
Is it too bloated? As in it's just too much?
Yes.
Admin.
The admin has gotten worse. Here's the other problem behind that is now I have a new character at level 2, whereas I was at level 9. He was fully maxed out. Now I've got a brand new character and I've got to learn it. And we're in the middle of this story and everyone's at various levels now because they've gotten used to their second character. And I understand that's the nature of the game. You have to learn a new character. But when you're maxed out with one character for so long, it's a difficult adjustment. Right? So, that was a little disappointing. I'm beginning to wonder. We are 38% through the entire. Yeah.
Epic.
Now, we're playing every other Saturday. I know some groups burn through Frosthaven in like the first 2 months after getting their copy last year. Well, some of us don't have the luxury of playing Frosthaven, have it set up on the table and play it every night.
How long do you play it for when you do meet?
So the guys come over at noon and we usually play for about 6 hours.
Okay. Yeah, it's good solid.
Maybe 7 hours depending upon the mission. And then we'll pack everything up and just play something else, or a bunch of smaller games or whatnot, but we always try to end the night with something else. That way we feel like, hey, okay, we did Frosthaven, but we also got to play something else as well. Because the problem with, and you've critiqued Katie and I for this before, we get into these campaign games, you never have time to play all your games, right? And I know that's always been a problem. It's like, well, we're going to play Frosthaven all day. Well, we have all these games on our tables, on our shelves, and we can't play them. And we want to. And we think about our gaming group when we buy a game. It's like, oh, so-and-so is going to like this, and if we're not playing it with them, then, but that's what we did. So we retired my character and moving forward, trying to get the 40% of Frosthaven complete. Ugh.
So at this rate, finished by Christmas?
No.
Wow.
No. Gloomhaven took 2 years, 2.5 years for us.
It's a big investment, isn't it, in time? It really is.
But again, that's every other Saturday. So we're not playing it weekly
Does everyone enjoy it? Does everyone go, yeah, I really can't be bothered. Can we not play Wingspan this week? Or is it, everyone's invested?
Everyone's invested in it. Now, sometimes someone can't make it. Right, like something will come up. It's like, hey, I can't make it. And they're like, you could go ahead and play without me. That's fine. And Frosthaven allows you to do that. But when someone cancels, that's when I take the opportunity to, hey, let's play something else. Because, I know you like, Lords of Vegas or Lords of Waterdeep. Let's play that instead because so-and-so can't show up or can't make it. So That's the bonus of hosting and having all the games in your collection is that you can.
It does help.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
So Frosthaven was our big one.
I think my game is, I've been thinking about playing War of the Ring, the Lord of the Rings 2-player.
I've heard a lot of things.
Yeah, I played it once with our friend George and loved it. And the other day I thought to myself, I really want to play that again. But it's like a 7-hour event because you got to remember the rules, which is like been 2 years.
Right.
But, but that's just one game,
Yeah.
Pack it away, job done. Whereas you're working your way through a epic game, It's a lot of commitment.
The story is easier. Keeping track of the narrative is easier than in Gloomhaven. In Gloomhaven, we were like, I don't even remember what we're doing anymore. In Frosthaven, the narrative track.
Well, it's good. So I guess that's some learnings from the first one.
The increased administration of the game. Handicaps. What's the word?
Yeah. Positive, negatives.
Yeah.
Highlights and lowlights.
Yeah. So,
what else have you been playing?
We are in the middle. So we finally got 2 games that we're playtesting. I know you received a copy of one of them. I don't know if the second one has arrived yet. Fate of Venterra.
It's here, yet to be played. Yeah. We'll be on the podcast.
Yeah. We played it at 2 players.
Yeah.
Just Katie and I. And then last night we played it at 5 players.
Ooh, how was that?
It was 2.5 hours, 5 players.
No, it's not bad, 5 players. That's good.
Not bad at all.
Each. No.
That's after 2 scenarios of Frosthaven. So that was a full day.
That's good going.
It's a solid game. I've got some detailed notes to give to Zach, who's one of the 2 designers, and it's all about like the rules. There's a few like rules. There's some rule clarifications and certain cards. It says this, but does it really mean that, or does it mean
that's always a bit? That needs a bit of fine tuning. That's okay.
So I think it's
Venterra.
really
Venterra.
Yeah, I think it's really close. Yeah. So we're just waiting for you to play that so that we can have Zach on. Yeah. And then we've got another game, Fluffy Dragons. Did you get your copy yet?
Not arrived yet.
Okay. I
think it shipped. But it's like weeks.
Yeah.
From wherever it's coming from. I guess the US.
Katie and I played it. We only played it at 2 players. I'm going to try to play because it plays up to 5. So we're going to play more. It's shorter. It's faster. It's cute. The dragon miniatures are amazing. It was a little flat at 2 players. Just a little bit, I think it needs more players for interaction, but I won't know that until I play with more players. So that's kind of, doing some play testing for some friends and getting some designers on the podcast in the future. That's what I've been working on. It's kind of exciting. I like that.
I've been looking through what other things. I mean, we played Barcelona finally. So Nick was giving me a hard time because I hadn't played Barcelona. So we got that to table Sunday. Mm-hmm. We played it again on Friday. And we played it 2-player first of all, which I really enjoyed because it was pretty quick and there wasn't much player interaction, but there was enough. Whereas with 3-player, because you've got that one extra player in the middle, I had to think a little bit more strategic about where I put things. So, I still enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it in a different kind of way. And then on the reverse of that, we played. So somebody sent me, I think it's the something game company, Abducktion, which you might have seen in my Instagram feed.
Yep.
These little mini ducks, which it looks like it was a pretty successful Kickstarter back in 22.
Mm-hmm.
It plays brilliantly at 2, and we played it at 5 yesterday, and it was just a little bit too much downtime.
Okay.
But it's very simple. You've got this really cool spaceship with ducks in it. I mean, it's so random.
No, I know.
You draw the ducks out of the spaceship, you put them on your quantum flow, whatever it's called, and then you've got these really nice shiny cards that have got different configurations of a 2x5 grid. So you might need to have all the same ducks in 2x2, then a space 2x2, or 3 together, one above and one 2 steps away. So you got action card to let you move those ducks around. I mean, it's just fun. I mean, it was a like 2-player and 3-player. It played really quick, whereas we played 5-player, which you need the expansion for. But we didn't add in these wild, beautiful, shimmery, glittery green ducks. Maybe they should have been added because they're wild, and it might have just sped it up.
Yeah,
maybe just added it up. But yeah, it's good. That's So I'll need to some coverage on that game.
So I was looking at that because Katie's got a huge rubber ducky collection that we keep in the bathrooms and decorations. And I saw this game, and I'm like, oh my god, this is
they're about centimeter high. They're really cute. I mean, and the rubber spaceship it's good production. It is good on the table.
Well, I like that.
And I think about that, the last game that we've been teaching a lot of people recently is Tiger and Dragon.
Tell me more.
So that's an Oink game, and Oink games are famous for coming in small boxes like Deep Sea Adventure. This is a big Oink box game, kind of paperback, typical paperback book size.
Okay,
maybe slightly larger. It's based on a Japanese game which I can't remember, but it comes with 10 different scoring games. So it gives you loads of variety, and they're all different. There are like Mahjong tiles. So there's 1-1, there's 2-2s, there's 3-3s, there's 4-4s, 5-5, 6-6s, 7-7, and 8-8s, which are either red or blue. Odds are red, evens are blue. And then 2 wild. So 1 red, 1 blue, wild. 1 dragon, 1 tiger. And on your turn, you all draw about between 7 and 11 tiles, depending on the number of players. There's a few left in the middle to give some randomization. And on my turn, I pick one of the tiles I have, and I make it an 8. And then I'm attacking you. So you then, if you've got an 8, you can use that to defend yourself, or you can even pretend you haven't got them. But the idea of the game is to get rid of all of your tiles.
Okay.
And the last tile that you play when you go out, the scoring tab will give you points. So let's say in the basic game, finishing with a 7 and 8, which is there's the most of, will give you like 4 victory points. And the first 1 to 10 wins. And it's a nice, maybe 15, 20 minute filler. Again, plays probably best. It plays up to 5. It works well at 2, 3, 4. We played it 5 last night, and we finished scoring it to 5 points, not 10, just because it was starting to drag.
Right.
But yeah, really good. Very tactile. Looks great on the table. Tiger and Dragon. But it's not quite. It's about £40. It's not cheap.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe because it's heavy, and I guess it's Japanese. I guess it's import from Oink.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So, but yeah, really good. That's my last one for recent games.
Yeah.
You did a poll recently.
I did. So what was that? 2 weeks ago? Maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, we did a poll on our Meeple to Meeple Instagram, and we talked about like here's 4 things that which of these 4 things do you want to see more of? What do you want us to talk about? Do you want more designers on like we've had in the past? Do you just want more gamers?
More innuendos?
Right.
He shook his head.
Yeah. More top 10 lists.
I do enjoy top 10s. Personally, I enjoy top 10 lists.
I personally cannot stand top 10 lists.
Well, let's do top 5 instead then.
I don't care about that either. Like
people love listening to you talk about your favorite dexterity games. Come on.
Oh, sure. But of the people who answered, they said they wanted more gamers featured. Now, it wasn't overwhelming
gamers featuring
number.
Their top 10 lists, then we're winning, aren't we?
Well, maybe, but it was more gamers. So it got me to thinking: and I don't know, maybe we need to reach back out to our listeners one more time for clarification. But it's like our tagline is uniting players around the world, right? So maybe we need to, I don't know, open up an invitation to folks, or have more guests who are just from the gaming community and they pick the topic and then we talk about it for 30 minutes, or I don't know. And is that something worth, should we put a post out and say, hey, what do you, or I don't know how to work that, but I love guests.
Well, I love guests and I love top 10s. So it sounds like we're going to have guests with their top 10 games.
God,
or top 5. People love sharing. It's knowledge.
Well, sharing's fine. I guess everyone does it, though. I don't want to do what everyone does.
Not with guests.
No.
See,
I guess not.
We're different already. There we go.
Well, okay.
An international flavour and...
Yes.
And people's favourite games. I don't know. What I'll do is I can put a poll into Spotify questions. So if you do listen on Spotify, just scroll down slightly. There'll be a poll. Obviously, if you do listen on Spotify, always leave us a comment because that's always good to read.
Mm-hmm.
But there'll be a poll, and it'll be what kind of content. It'll be similar to the one you posted on Meeple to Meeple channel.
Okay, yeah,
and we'll see what people say on there. Poll. 2B.
Right. I love it. I love to have y'all on. I think it's great. I love interviewing and, that kind of thing. I really enjoy it. And I love getting to know all of the gamers. I think that's what really makes the community. The games don't make the community. Games are useless if there's no one there to play it. So we make up the community. And like I said, we want to unite players around the world. So we want everyone to reach out and, invite you to come on and you pick the topic and your top 5 games. How about that? There's my compromise. So the guest chooses the topic and their top 5 within that. It could be theme, it could be mechanic, it could be whatever you want. And we'll come on for 30 minutes or more, whatever. And we're gonna talk about it, and it'll be all about you, our friends.
Around the world. It's good.
I love it. Around the world. I love that. And so speaking of that, so we're going to have a very special episode next week, right?
Are we?
I think we are, right?
Oh, with you, yes.
We are.
It's a very short episode next week.
It's going to be short.
It's going to be about 5 minutes.
I think it's closer to 10. It's really close to 10 minutes, but it's awesome, y'all. Y'all are gonna hear the voice of probably the single greatest guest we ever had on the show.
You really are picking this up.
No, because it's great.
If it's enjoyed so next week you're going to play games with gamers and make top 10.
I am going to Tennessee Game Days in Nashville, Tennessee. Adam from Tabletop Vibes is coming down here. And then the two of us are driving down to Nashville, where we're going to meet a bunch of people. We're going to meet TJ Plays. We're going to meet Ameri Trash Talk and her husband. We're going to meet Tabletop Worldwide, Nashville Board Game Guy, Dom from Bromide Enthusiast. So many people are going to be in Nashville. It's going to be great. So I won't be available to record, but what I will do is record sound bites for this.
Why don't you do a live show? Just do a live show. I'm going off piece now. You could do a live show. Just record it straight from there. Find a room.
The last time I did a live, it was
hotel room. Just anyway.
Maybe. I could possibly do that.
Because PJ's not around, and then obviously there can't be a PJ there, Gareth and a Gareth that PJ. So we have a special guest filling in for 5 minutes.
And it's awesome.
Which was recorded at Christmas time.
Yeah.
And if you will enjoy it, this young man, he's very keen to come on the show more often. So it might become a monthly 5-10 minutes with this very enthusiastic young man.
I feel like we should have him on every week. He should close out every episode.
I think I'd be exhausted.
I'm really excited to hear what everyone thinks. You and I were talking about at some point having an episode about organization of your game shelves. And
we were, weren't we?
And so Katie and I, we took all of our games off our shelves and did a complete dusting and everything.
I need to do that.
We did a reorganization, and I got my inspiration from our friend Banzinator, who's out in California. She was doing them vertically by size.
Oh yeah.
And she talked about how many Kallax cubes she managed to free up by doing it according to size. So you fit them in the cubes by size, and then for the little spaces, you can fill them in with it, whatever. But size is first, and then you can do it by theme or publisher or whatever. We ended up freeing up 3 whole Kallax cubes, which we subsequently filled up one of them. But
that's always the art. I wonder if anyone's made... somebody must have done this, because all the dimensions are on Board Game Geek, aren't they?
They are.
Mostly.
Now, so
but if you took those dimensions and a bit of AI and a little bit of config of that shelf, you could just say to the computer, here's my games collection from Board Game Geek.
Yep.
Take those dimensions and please show me optimal.
Oh.
That is not beyond the art of some... I need to talk to some data scientists I know.
Why don't you just do it?
I need somebody who can do some proper data science, but luckily I have one who works for me. So I'll speak to them and say, I've got this really good idea. Here's some data. Can you do some magic?
Because I think that could be... I think there's a market for that. I think that would be cool.
Because you just type in, how many Kallax cubes have you got? Say 50. And then it takes all those games.
Yeah. Now, so...
Anyone listening who thinks they could message me?
Yeah. Yes. Message us and let us know if you have the skill set to help us.
I'm sitting there thinking here, processing it. I think it's quite easy, actually.
I bet it is. I don't have the skill set for it, right? But it is.
That's what we need. That's what I need. It would help my... talking about storage, so one of the things I have done in the past when I'm running out of space is I pushed, because obviously Kallax are quite deep. There's always a good 15, 20 centimeters at the back that's not optimal. So often I then push the games back and I put a box front on.
I hate that.
And I hate it.
A lot of people like it.
But it does mean I can get another 50 games.
It's true.
It's no good, because when I'm looking for a game, I'm like, okay, I'm putting all these boxes off looking for the game I can't find.
Right.
But then if I had the app that I've just used to structure my game, I just do a quick librarian. Where do I find Pillars of Earth? Oh, that is in section 6. You've sunk my battleship.
Yeah, I think that's a great topic. I would love to get a guest on to talk about
board game storage.
Yeah, the difference between a library and a collection,
and vertical and horizontal.
Which I do both, vertical and horizontal. We've got that system. So what's
your preference? So if you wasn't about space, would you be horizontal or vertical?
So honestly, it's about inserts. If I have a folded space insert, let's go vertical. If I don't, horizontal, because it's...
Really, I'm vertical no matter what.
No, I don't. Nope.
Just no. Says PJ.
I don't know what else to say.
No.
Okay.
Whereas
so
if they're big boxes, and let's leave this for a debate episode.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
anyone who's listening, collections versus libraries,
horizontal versus
vertical. Inserts versus no inserts, and I guess we may as well throw in sleeving versus not sleeving.
Sleeves versus non-sleeves, yeah.
If anybody wants to talk about those, drop us a message, me or PJ.
Please.
And then we'll get you on the show.
And we'll talk about it.
We need a vertical and a horizontal. Ooh. We need a bit of a controversy.
Yep.
To have a debate.
I like it.
Because clearly vertical is right, so that's the end of that debate.
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
I was looking at my large board game storage, and they're all horizontal.
Because their size.
Yeah.
That's why you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, PJ, why did you bring up this subject in the first place? The reason is when Katie and I were organizing our shelves, we've got they're all stacked on our table. We're restructuring our shelves. What did we listen to while we were organizing the shelves? We listened to the recording of the special guest.
Ah,
yeah. And I think we listened to it twice because he's awesome, y'all.
Hopefully he's not listening. He'll just go to his head. Since recording the super special episode of about 7 minutes long, he's got his own idea about his own podcast show, so he's already got a breakaway.
So he has not yet been a guest on our show, and he already has a spin-off of our show.
His show now. His show. Remember, he's the boss.
His show.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So next week we'll have an episode go out. It's only a short one, so it's like a bonus episode, really. So it'll be maybe it's the beginning of a new series. Maybe so. Episode 70 is that series, and we'll have a spin-off series. PJ, Gareth, and friends. Okay. Well, look, we've done half an hour.
Yeah.
We've talked about upcoming games. We've talked about what's been hitting our tables. We talked about future episodes and guests, so please do reach out. And then you're off on holiday.
Yeah. Going to meet some gamers and play some games.
So the week after next, we'll do an episode on that?
Yes, we will.
Get some sound bites.
Try to get some sound bites. I'll think about doing a live recording. I could probably do that. I will be sharing a room with Tabletop Worldwide. He and I can.
There you go. Seriously, I'll log into studio and broadcast.
There it is. We could just do that.
Yeah.
But a whole episode without Gareth.
It's on tour. Meeple on tour. Live and direct. Connecting meeples around the world. It's what you want. You want to.
It is. You're right. I want to talk to all the meeples.
Go.
Oh no!
I'm not going to start singing. So anyway, everyone, it's been an absolute pleasure.
That's great. Thanks.
Enjoy.